Hello, scholars. It's Dr. Ball. Some of you struggled with calculating the grouped mean and the group mode. So I thought I would just do a short video to make sure you understood how to calculate it, okay? So let's say we have grouped data. Remember, I'm always talking about categorical data. Well, look, I've got 5 categories here. The categorical data is labeled number of games 1, and I have categories from 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 11, and 12 to 14. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is put the midpoint, and we're going to call that column X, midpoint. So the midpoint between 0 and 2 is 1. The midpoint between 3 and 5 is 4. The midpoint between 6 and 7, or 6 and 8, I'm sorry, is 7, and so on. Okay, now we need to have the frequency of games 1 in each of these categories. Okay, so the number of times games were won in the 0 to 2 range were 8. The number of time games were run in the 3 to 5 category were 6, so on and so forth. And we're going to call that frequency column F. Okay. All right. And now we have our last column. We're adding this. This is column Fx. And this is X times F. That's all it is. Okay. So we want to find the product, multiply F and X. So 1 times 8 is 8, 4 times 6 is 24, 7 times 8 is 56, and so on. Okay, so now I have X, F, and Fx. Now to find a group mean, first I want to find the midpoint and frequency. Well, we've done that. Okay, now I want to add up the products of Fx, because remember, Fx is the product of F and X. All right, so the easiest way to do it is to just sum the column Fx. 8 plus 24 plus 56 plus 20 plus 39 is 47. Your book will show you 1 times 8 plus 4 times 6 plus 7 times 8 plus 10 times 2 plus 13 times 3. Still equals 147. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to divide my sum of products by the total number of values. By that I mean the total number of frequencies. So let's total the frequency column here, okay? 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 2 plus 3 is 27. So 27 is my value. All right, so we're right here. So it's 147, the sum of products of Fx, divided by the total number of values or frequencies, which is 27. So the answer is 5.44. So the grouped mean is 5.44. Okay, you see that? Simple. Now, let's look at how to figure a grouped mode. And I want you to see where I got everything from. So this document will be posted with my video, but you can see I got it right from here, and I used my Google account to sign up for a free account. Okay, so I am going to share that website with you first. Share screen right here. Okay, so here's our formula. And let me simplify this, okay? All right, so grouped mode equals So we want the lower limit of the modal class. All right, well, let's say, oh, well, I'll cover that in a minute. We want the frequency of that modal class. So which grouped data am I using? Remember, I had categories of 0 to 2. I had categories of 3 to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 11, and 12 to 14. So the modal class, the one in the very middle, is going to be 6 to 8, right? So that's how I pick out my modal class. So the lower limit, L, the lower limit of the modal class, 6 to 8, the lower number is 6, right? The FM, the frequency of the modal class, well, we have to go look on our data, but we'll look that up. Then we need to know the frequency of the class preceding our modal class. Well, that would be 3 to 5. And we need the frequency of the modal class that came after it. So that would be 9 to 11. And then the width, H, is the width of the modal class, right? So the width is 2. Okay, so as I said, the width of the modal class is 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to stop. I'm going to go back to sharing. Okay, you should be seeing my document again in front of you. So let's go ahead and fill these out. The lower limit of our modal class, which is 6 to 8, is 6. The width of the modal class, H, is 2. The frequency in that modal class, let's scroll up and look. The frequency of the modal, this is the modal class. Remember, that's the one we're doing. Frequency is 8. Okay. The frequency of the modal class right before it, so that's 3 to 5, is 6. And the frequency of the class right after, that's 9 to 11, it's 2. Okay, so I wrote that out to make it easier to follow what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to take this formula that I had on the screen that I showed you before, and we're going to go ahead and work it out. Okay, so we're going to plug this in. So L is the lower limit of our modal class, so that's 6, plus, and now we have in brackets, okay, FM minus F1, FM minus F1. So FM was 8, F1 was 6, so 8 minus 6 divided by, and we have FM minus F1 plus FM minus F2. See that right here? I know it's hard to see. Okay, so that's 8 minus 6 plus 8 minus 2. And that's all multiplied by 2 at the end, which is our width of the modal class, H. Okay. All right, so I wrote it out. Now here's the math. First, we got to do what's in the brackets. So 8 minus 6, that's 2. So here we go there. Put that right there. All right, 8 minus 6, again, is 2. There's that answer. And then we have 8 minus 2, right, is 6. So that is now 2 plus 6. So we have 2 divided 2 plus 6 in brackets times 2. I'm going to do my work again. Let's do what's in brackets first. So it's 6 plus, okay, what's in brackets? All right, so 2 plus 6 Oh, there's a mistake in my math here. 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay. So 2 plus 6 is 8 times 2. So now we have 6 plus 2/8 times 2. Okay. Okay, so I corrected my math on here to not confuse you. All right, so 2 divided 8 is 0.25. That's our fraction. 2/8 is also 0.25. I don't want to work in fractions, so we'll do decimal points or 1/4. 0.25 times 2. So let's do what's in parentheses now. So 0.25 times 2 is 0.5. So now we have 6 plus 0.5 is 6.5. So the estimated modal exam score is 6.5. Okay. And again, and you'll see this on the document, I have the formula right here. But I wanted you to see how that was broken down, because remember, order of operations matter. And some of you, that's what tagged you. You got the order of operations wrong. Some of you did the wrong data set. Okay. So that's all I have for you at the moment. I just wanted to give you examples. Most of the time you can use a computer program to calculate all of this, but you should be aware of the calculations in the background. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a great day.